Hey guys, I hope you're doing well. Thanks for being here. Hope you're hanging in there. Today, I want to share things that saved me time, money, and stress and helped me grow my acupuncture clinic. So, these are just some resources and tools that I really want to make sure you are utilizing and know about at least. Okay, well, let's dive in. So, the first one is called CueHub. And don't worry, I will link below. I will link to this in the blog post on the website below the video. Yeah. So CueHub offers virtual reception services for acupuncturists. I started working with them last year, and I regret not doing it sooner. I absolutely love working with them. So it saves me both time and money and stress, all of the above. It saves me money because it costs $490 a month. But if you hire a full-time receptionist, let's assume you're paying them $15 an hour, 40 hours a week, 4 weeks a month, that would be $2,400 a month to have someone, sitting at your front desk, answering phones, returning calls, scheduling people, and checking people out. So instead, I pay $490. That's a huge cost savings. It also saves me time because when I was growing my practice, and paying off my student loans, I decided not to pay a full-time receptionist and to spend that $2,400 a month I'd be, spending on a receptionist. I was paying off my student loans really aggressively. I'm paying thousands of dollars a month towards my student loans. And I learned that, I didn't need, a receptionist in my office. I just tried to do it myself. But let me tell you, I'm really bad at it. I never answer my phone because I'm with patients, right? Like double booked all day, never answer my phone. And I'm really bad about returning calls. And finally, I just embraced this about myself and was like, okay, I'm really bad about returning calls. So I changed my voicemail message to be like, if you'd like a faster response, please text us or email us at blah, 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 blah. And you can always schedule online at your convenience at blah, 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 blah. And I was like, whatever, I'm just not going to call people back, and people can book online. And if they need a lot of handholding or questions answered, they're not for me, right? So I was clearly losing some people, right? Who were calling, not getting their questions answered, not getting called back. I was just letting that business fall through the cracks. So now I have noticed that now that I have someone answering my calls, returning calls, answering questions, we're not losing those people. More patients are getting booked. So that's great. And if you think about it, let's say you get one more patient in a month. It ends up being more than one, but that is that I've noticed a trend of increased patient visits since actually having my phone answered, working with AcuHub. If on average, how many times a patient comes to you, is it 10 treatments, 12 treatments, then it's well worth it to pay $490 a month, right? To not lose that one patient who is trying to come in to see them. So, and what I like about AcuHub is they're receptionists on their team. So you get one receptionist assigned to you. So they learn the ins and outs of your business. She knows my practitioners, which each of us specialize in, the days we work, our hours, they know all the things about our practice, but they also were trained by an acupuncturist so they know all the ins and outs of how to answer questions about acupuncture, how it works, what it can help with, things like that. So they are receptionists specifically for acupuncturists, and they always go above and beyond, are absolutely amazing. So I'm appreciative. That saved me time, money, and angst, because now I don't even have to do or feel the guilt of not doing something that I really don't like doing, but really should be doing, answering the freaking phone, right? So I really recommend that, thinking about a virtual reception service. The next thing is a free app and website called later.com. This is what I use to plan and schedule my Instagram posts, my social media posts. I don't want to spend a lot of time on social media. I want to spend time in real life connecting with my loved ones, and also trying to, serve my patients and create things, write books, create stuff. And spending time on social media can be a huge time suck, right? So what I found really helps is instead of like getting on my phone, logging into Instagram, not sure what I want to post, looking around at what other people post, going down the rabbit hole, feeling insecure, comparing myself to others, then like maybe after an hour having written one post, right? Like what a time suck, how inefficient. Instead of doing it like that, I can show you what it looks like. Oh yeah, here's what the AcuHub website looks like. Virtual receptionist for healthcare. If you're watching the video, you can see it. I use later.com for social media planning. So I can upload, and I tend to do this on the app on my iPhone. I can upload the images that I want to use. And then in the desktop, I drag and drop those images into a day that I want it to be scheduled. And I like on my desktop, I find it easier to write the caption. And then I can choose the day and the time of day that I want it to be scheduled to go out. So what I do, I spend about an hour and a half a month planning out posts in advance. And so I, I do it at a time when my head is kind of like in that flow where I'm like in touch with like my message, some ideas I really want to share, some things I really want to say, things I really want people to know. There's definitely times where I'm like, I don't know, I have nothing to say, especially right now in these hard times during the stay-at-home order for COVID. I find myself a lot of times being like, I got nothing, right? But it's nice to have things to when you are in the flow, you're in the zone, you're feeling inspired, sit down, spend an hour and a half, and write out some posts and get it all done. And what I have it set up, because of what I just mentioned, how sometimes you're like not feeling it, I have it set up so that they don't automatically just get posted, but I get an alert on my phone when a post is scheduled to go out that says you have a post scheduled to go out. And I can look at it and be like, yep, post, or nope, I'll save that for tomorrow. It stays in the queue and I can post it at another date. But I might be like, I'm not feeling such a perky, chipper, superfluous vibe right now. That's not feeling like today. I'm not going to share that, or I just want to make sure instead of having things automatically posted, I want to make sure I'm like, it feels right that day that it's scheduled to go out basically. But later.com does all this for me. And it saves me a ton of time and makes it less of a drain. It makes social media less of a drain. Okay. The next thing, small, simple thing but I feel like is like the keys to the kingdom for happiness as a, self-employed small business owner is I've learned to just keep up with, so maintain my bookkeeping almost every single day. So it used to make me miserable. I would procrastinate and be like, okay, I'll enter in my like sales receipts from all my patients, I'll do that once a month. But then I would procrastinate and then I'd have to do it right before my quarterly sales tax was due. So I'd have to go to a coffee shop on a Saturday and spend hours sitting there like mindlessly entering data transactions. Like, kill me. That is not why I became an acupuncturist. That is not how I want to be spending my time. And I would feel like, oh, being like a business owner is such a drag. It's so hard. What I've learned is just do it for like 3 minutes every single morning. I enter the day before's sales receipts from the patients I saw the previous day. I log into my Square, I see all the data, and I enter it in. Small thing, just keep up with it. And it saves me angst, right? Of like the dread of the procrastination, like hanging over me would like really stress me out more than the actual doing of the thing. So it saves me the dread and the like hours of like misery, and 3 minutes a day. You can do that, right? Okay. Small thing. The next resource that I want to make sure you know about is a free website called Canva.com. And it's basically a free graphic design tool. It like turns you into a graphic designer. I also love it for just getting stock images. So like, let's say I putting a new web page on my website. I can go into Canva.com, go into their photos section and say, I'm looking for a happy woman in a field with an apple or something very specific, and get great photos that I can pay $1 for. Sometimes they're free. At most, they're $1. And I can legally use it on my website. So don't be using someone else's copyrighted images on your website. So this is a great way to get photos, but it also gives you the graphic design capability to layer over that photo words, icons, to change it a little bit, move it around, flip it. It turns you into a graphic designer. I also have designed ebooks on this. I can show you the back end if you're on the video. The PowerPoint design you're looking at right now was designed on Canva. And it's so fast and easy. You can do social media. So if you're looking at the video right now, you can see that's the PowerPoint for today. These are Instagram posts. That's a Facebook ad. And let's see, here's an ebook, right? So it's pretty amazing and so affordable. So you definitely need to know about that. Okay. The next thing is Fiverr.com or Upwork.com. They're both really similar. It's Fiverr with 2 R's, Fiverr.com, meaning like it's supposed to cost $5. Like just give a Fiverr, get someone to do some work for you. You can find everything from like logo design, although I recommend actually working with paying more for logo design and branding, working with a graphic designer. But I have found things on there for them to do. What I use them for is, say I have a video that I want to add subtitles to, or I want to add an intro video with my logo and some music behind, or something like that. That would take me hours of fiddling, right? With like editing videos, not my area of expertise. I can pay someone $20 on Fiverr or Upwork.com to do that for me. Huge save of time and so affordable. Before I learned about Canva, I paid someone on Fiverr to turn a Word document into a ebook for me. So you can find all kinds of really cool, talented people to do little jobs for you. So that's a great little thing to know about. Okay. Next thing, I think most people are doing this by now, but I just got to say online scheduling is a must. Saves you so much time in returning calls or emails, like, okay, I have this time and this time and this time available. And then you wait for their email back, or you call them and then you have to leave a message and then they call you back and phone tag and blah. This, you can just say like, go online and schedule an appointment. You can see all my available times, see which one works best for you, schedule at your convenience. It's also good for SEO because it gets people going back to your website again and again and again, which tells Google this website is helpful. People return there and go there and click around there and go back. So it's good for your SEO to have online booking on your website. And it's convenient for patients. It's just 24/7. And, these days people don't want to have to pick up the phone and call or even email. So you definitely got to do that. Okay. The next is a website that actually builds trust. So I see a lot of acupuncturists who just slap up a website, and a lot of acupuncturist websites kind of look the same, and a lot of them are making the same mistakes. And there's just subtle things you might not even really notice when you're looking at acupuncturist websites. But I've taken courses on this, and I teach this in my marketing course. But there's things that you need to make sure you have on your website that build trust, build connection, make people see your website and be like, oh my gosh, where have you been my whole life? I'm dying to work with you, right? Like, where can I book? So it actually like converts people into patients. And also it's great if your website can collect emails with what's called a lead magnet or an opt-in form. So it's a waste of money to have a website, waste of time building a website, waste of money and time on other marketing efforts that just lead people back to an ineffective website that doesn't convert people. It's like just wasteful to have your website, which is the hub of so much of your marketing. Even if people are referring to you by word of mouth, studies show people, the first thing people will do is go to your website to be like, is this person a good fit? And so if your website isn't making people like super stoked to hit the schedule now button and work with you, then like all of your other marketing efforts are like not going to be as effective, right? So it's super, super important. What was I going to show you? Oh yeah. So I think I talk about this in a second. Yeah, there's just things on your, I'll show that to you in a second, but there's just subtle things you need to have on your website that make people want to work with you. So, and I teach this in my marketing course, and I've just recently pulled it out of the marketing course, and on courses.actuallyprosper.com, optimize your website is a little mini course. You can learn about all those subtle little tweaks you need to make your website really convert well and compelling. And I offer you, included in that is getting my eyeballs on your website and getting my feedback on your specific website, which I found to be in my marketing course really, really, really helpful for people, because it's one thing to like learn this theory, but then another to be like, but what should I do with my website, right? Is my website doing those things? And a lot of times people, they're missing little things. Okay. So I think that's a really big deal. Next is SEO, which stands for search engine optimization, which like Google, for example, is a search engine. It's where people go to search, type in something they're looking for on the internet. And search engine optimization is optimizing your website so you show up on page 1 or 2, right, when they're looking for you. Studies show people don't really go past page 2. So a lot of studies show people don't even go past page 1. And you influence your SEO by what is written on your website, the back end of your website. You can and you should do this yourself. I have wasted money myself on people, hundreds of dollars on people who are supposedly going to help you with SEO, and they can't, they don't do what they say they're going to do. I think people are playing on people's, like, I don't know, fear, uncertainty, and lack of education around this, when really it's not that hard. There's 10 simple steps that I teach that you can do yourself. So the reason this is powerful is because you show up in the exact moment that a patient is looking for you. So let's say you go like give talks, post all over social media, introduce yourself, network, blah, 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 do all these marketing things. But you don't know that any of those people are actually actively looking for you, that they have back pain, that they're ready to, that they think that what they're doing for their back pain isn't working and are ready to like change their approach and take on a new approach and looking for some other help. But if someone types into Google, like acupuncture, back pain, Denver, they are looking for me. And if I can show up right then when they are ready to take action, that is a huge service to them. And it's powerful for me too, right? So it's about that exact moment. That's why it's so powerful. And it's free. You can pay to Google to have this, but I think it's better to have it be organic and free. And it's a big first step in making your marketing happen on autopilot without you having to do anything. It's kind of amazing. Yeah. So, and I teach this in my marketing course, 10 easy steps. You can totally learn it. Not hard to do. In some markets where it's really saturated and more competitive, it is a little bit harder to do, but in most places, most acupuncturists are not utilizing it well. And so it's pretty easy to get pretty quickly high up in search engine optimization. The next resource and tool I want you to know about is having an opt-in and an email sequence on your website. So this is like an opt-in or a lead magnet is like a little piece of valuable information. Mine is like little 3-page PDF report, like how to, I can show you mine. This is what I was going to show you earlier and remembered I was going to show you later. So at the top of my website, I say, check out these free resources, click here. And it takes people to a page where they can opt in, where I have a how to boost your fertility report, what you can do to support IVF success, manage stress, put an end to anxiety and depression, and conquer pain, and heal your gut. I have a whole bunch of opt-ins. I actually redesigned my whole website a couple years ago because when I started my online fertility course, the Becoming Mama course, and had this one opt-in, the Boost Your Fertility report, I saw how it worked at, I was trying to work less and see less patients and instead funnel people to my online course, but it made people really want to work with me and be my patient. So I was like, dude, these free resources, this whole Optin lead magnet sales funnel thing works so well. I redesigned my whole website so that I could have that button, that free resource click here button at the top of every single page, and bring them to this page where they can choose which lead magnet, which report is relevant to them. And then it gets automatically sent to them without me having to do anything. And then I know, because of which one they opted in for, stress or anxiety or pain or gut, I have an automatic email series that goes out to them that gives them more valuable information. Here's some success stories of how acupuncture can help heal your gut. And here's a study showing how acupuncture can help. And here's my story and why I love acupuncture and got into acupuncture. And I'd love to work more with you. If you have any questions, let me know. And here's how you can schedule an appointment. So it is amazing. I use ConvertKit to do this. You can also use MailChimp. I used to use MailChimp. And I switched to ConvertKit. I like it better. But you can see I have a lot of different opt-in. These are all my different opt-in forms that I have in my life. But this is a great thing to have on your website, because if you don't, you're basically asking people who land on your website, like, schedule with me now or lose me forever. It's like a lot of pressure for if they're just meeting you and don't know you yet. But you can also say, like, yeah, schedule with me. Or also, I have these free resources for you that might help you. And then they can easily opt in for those. They're still exchanging something. They're giving you their email address, right? And you then can provide them valuable information. So they're like, wow, she actually is really helpful and knows stuff I've never heard before. And oh, look, there's some success stories. And oh yeah, like, now I know how she got into acupuncture and know her a little better. And I like her and I trust her and she helped me. And I think I actually want to work more with her. And so it's just a little more nurturing, a little more trust, a little more connection, a little more education before they're ready to book an appointment with me. So, and it all happens automatically, right? I created it once and wrote the emails once, and it all just happens automatically. So it's a really great tool to think about. And I teach you the ins and outs of how to do this in the marketing course, because you don't want just like, no one's going to sign up for a lead magnet. No one's going to exchange their email address for some bland, unhelpful topic, right? So you do really want to think about the topic that you're choosing and make sure it's relevant to you, your practice, what you like to work with, and your patients. So yeah. And you don't have to do like 5 like I did. You can just do 1. Okay. Next, this is the last one, is investing in yourself and taking courses from the pros. So I've taken so many courses over the years. I did the Copy Cure with Marie Forleo, a copywriting course, which was like $1,200, several Facebook ads courses. I spent $5,000 on flying to LA and taking a course that it was for physical therapists, teaching physical therapists how to network with doctors. And I was like, well, that applies to me too. It ended up being a little bit weird, but I did learn some things. But I just took a course this past week on workshops. So how to hold and deliver an excellent, valuable workshop. I'm thinking about holding a workshop for you guys about marketing, and I wanted to make sure I do it really well, right, before I do it. So you don't have to reinvent the wheel. You don't have to go it alone, and you don't have to figure it all out with trial and error. I do recommend, your business, what you do, acupuncture and Chinese medicine, they deserve to be supported. They deserve for you to like step up and say, I've got to get this out to the world, right? It's worth investing in. And I saw this quote actually recently on Instagram. If you think investing is expensive, you should look at the cost of not investing. So if I hadn't invested in, all these things that I've learned, where would I be? I don't know. And I think you can, it's a false economy to think that you're going to like save money by not learning these things, but then like never learn those things, right? And I do think that taking courses from acupuncturists who've been there and are still in business utilizing these things and actually know what work and stuff is a really great idea. And there's luckily lots of people doing that these days. Yeah. just, I don't want to spend a lot of time on this, but just a quick thing about some Acuprosper courses I have a course about how to start your clinic, which is what I've always taught live for how many years? 8 years at CSTCM and a couple years at SWAC. How to attract more acupuncture patients to my big marketing course that involves coaching, and how to create and launch and sell online courses. But I also have a bunch of other free courses available at courses.acuprosper.com. And I have meditations, guided visualizations, a lot of other resources for you. So this is all about just rising up to, be of service to others and to know that to serve ourselves, right? And our mission and our purpose and what makes us happy. And yeah, the world needs you and you deserve that. So hopefully this is helpful for you. Again, these are just some tools and resources that saved me time and money and stress, and helped me grow my clinic. And again, I'll link to them below the video if you want to know more about these tools and resources. Thanks so much, guys. Hope you're hanging in there. Thanks for doing what you do. The world needs you. Bye.